Hello everyone, this is H the Husky here, and we are in the ace match of our showmanship series. It went 2-0 to Europe and then 2-0 to Team America, and so spawning on the left side is going to be Team Europe, and on the right side is Team America. I do want to mention, go check out our sponsor, Tagalicious. There will be a link down in the below bar thing. Definitely go click on it, check it out while this game is getting underway. And I do want to mention this is a shared base map, which we could possibly know what that means as this game gets going underway. Anyways, I'm going to hand it off to HD. How you doing, man? And I can't believe that this is tied up.
I'm so excited that both these teams, Team America and Team Europe, are finally here in the Ace Match series. I honestly didn't think that the players would make it this far. I thought for sure, since it's a 2v2, rushes happen all the time, I thought for sure the games were going to end really fast. And on top of that, I thought the games were going to be 3-0 or maybe 3-1 or something like that. But we are here in the Ace Match, and of course the players did agree to play out all 5 games, but they might have not tried as hard as they would have had it gone to a 5th game. But hey, it is in the Ace Match, money is on the line, and I can't wait to see who's going to win this game. And as Husky said, do check out our sponsor down below if you haven't already. It's an awesome product, a new product, something different from iRip, so another website for you guys to crash if that's what you guys like to do, so definitely go check it out.
Okay, so we gotta mention that Artosis is being the Zert player, which means they cannot wall off this entire choke. If you can take a look at one of the chokes right now, you can actually wall off between the 2 ramps, actually pretty easily. As you can see, there's almost already a completed wall over here from Genro and TLO. So are we going to see the same thing where TLO is spoon-fed by Genro all his extra money and gas, or are they going to play it more standard where they basically build up their own armies and try and micro again, like with each other? I'm curious to see if they're gonna do the new tactic, and if they do the same tactic they did, I'm curious if it'll work twice.
Well, I think they might have the option of going for that old tactic where they spoon feed the money, like you said, to TLO and have basically have Jinro grab all the expansions. Did we just see a pylon get canceled there? I think QXC actually put a pylon up and then canceled it, not quite sure. But basically, Jinro is going to grab both these expansions if they go for that build. But the critical thing is that this time, I think Artosis is going to be prepared. They have scouted out the fact that they are walling off, and I think this time Artosis is going to have some units of his own to support the attack and defend should a massive Protoss ball come steamrolling their way.
It's really important to mention that because, yeah, before he didn't actually have anything because they had a miscommunication there. And so they are getting pretty good scouting in, but now the wall-in is up. Really liberal use of bunkers here from Genro in every single one of the games. He really does like those bunkers, and they're basically free. I mean, you have to pay for them at first, but then you can salvage them for the cost at any time. So I think good use there. And they're very strong. They have 400 HP compared to 350 at the supply depot, and we have seen Baneling Nest a lot here from Artosis, and look at this, no surprise, a Baneling Nest once again from Artosis.
Ooh, so it looks like we might see some kind of a Baneling bust happen here now. It looks like every game Artosis and QXC have gone for Baneling bust. QXC also throwing down the proxy pylon so that he can warp in some more units to support after the Banelings bust through. But the thing is, this time it's a shared base map. Both players having a nice depth of buildings here, and really there's no building that the Banelings can easily bust through. I guess the easiest one would be the bunker, but 400 HP is still a lot of health to break through, and if they're going to try to do this bust, it's going to have to be really soon if they want to make this happen. And look at this, Jinro grabbing both the expansions. So we are going to see the build where Jinro gets all the money and then transfers it over to TLO so that TLO can make all the Protoss fighting units.
Oh, their wall-ins are so good in 2v2. I mean, look at this. Even throwing down another bunker. The weak spot now is that one bunker kind of in the center, but even that can just get force-fielded off anyways. So I don't know that this early Baneling bust is going to work. I mean, he got the Baneling Nest. I can only assume he's going to start making some Banelings pretty soon to try and end this right now. Or maybe they realize they can't actually break that down effectively. So it looks like this game is going to have to go into a macro game. I mean, they do still have some units out here in the center for Team America. Don't think it's going to be enough to break that down. I'm curious to see, but I don't know. I think if it goes into the mid game, they may suffer the same feat with the massive amount of units. But I just hope that Artosis doesn't stick with mass circling like he's been doing.
Yeah, I think Artosis is kind of debating right now. They're definitely talking over Skype or Vent or what have you, trying to say, hey, should we do it or should we not? I'm kind of dancing around with my Zerglings. I'm thinking about it, but it's a close call. Look at this, so the Stalkers might actually take down this gateway, which then would open up a very fragile opening for Banelings should Artosis go for Banelings, but no, Artosis has not been morphing Banelings in, and look at that, another bunker coming up from behind to support that wall. The gateway goes down, but there's yet again another bunker for them to bust through. But hey, QXC is blasting away gateways, and the Cybernetics core could possibly go down as well. And if this Cyber core goes down, that's definitely going to delay that massive gateway push because we're not going to see any sentries or stalkers.
They could potentially run in here. I do, though, like the positioning of the Little One sentries on this ramp, because that is the vulnerable part of this wall in, and he's just going to, hey man, force field it straight up and have no trouble. And so they did knock down that wall just a little bit, and I don't think it's going to be enough quite yet, though. So Artosis, I'm surprised, hasn't secured his own expansion. He's actually getting a Spire, but before it's even at 100 HP, it does get scanned. So we should see missile turrets going down from Jinro, as he should actually cover both bases with those missile turrets. And so I don't know how effective a Mutalisk is going to be, and I'm waiting for, basically at this point, the Little One to throw down a massive amount of gateways, and they should be pushing out every soon. Is Blink done for these Stalkers? Not quite yet, so they can't get up on that high ledge. So he is going to harass some pylons here, though. But I mean, basically, Genro and the Little One had no map control, but I really don't think they need it on these shared base maps.
They don't need it because they're able to get all the expansions they need just off of inside their own base. Each of them able to access one expansion each. And look at all these gateways that the Little One is throwing down. He is throwing down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more gateways. He's about to have like 7 or 8. That is a lot of gateways that you can transform into a quick warp gate. I also like how Jinro is throwing up these turrets wherever he can, but this turret is going to get taken out. These turrets are going to help to defend against the Mutalisks should they come, but look at QXC sniping off whatever turret he can, and that Changeling is providing the spotting for those Stalkers, so this turret is going to get taken out. Meanwhile, the Zerglings actually surrounding a lot of the Little One's forces at the front door. The Sentry force field's a little bit misplaced, but it doesn't matter, just not enough Lings to break out that force.
Wow, the Little One only lost 2 units there. Artosis losing over 20, so definitely not worth it at that stage of the game. And yeah, I'm really surprised that Jinro put the missile turrets all the way at the very edge of the map. Usually you want to just keep them by your workers and by your production buildings to keep them safe. So I'm not sure exactly why he did that. Ended up costing him a little bit in the minerals because, I mean, missile turrets aren't free. But with all these gateways now, oh, this is when the build order starts to kick in here. They were able to hold up their wall as long as possible, and so now they're just going to rush towards maxed out and push out whenever they feel most comfortable.
Yeah, look at the money for Jinro. He's really low. He's doing well. He's keeping it as low as possible, and that's because he's just sending it straight over to the Little One, and the Little One army reflects that. Currently at 88 supply. That is a huge army for only 11 minutes in the game. QXE, on the other hand, only at a measly 63. The Zerg Artosis at only 49. Oh my goodness, if they should push out right now, that could do a lot of damage. Artosis trying to ring around the rosy with these Mutalisks to do some damage, but the Little One already there to defend his base and possibly defend any other base that should come under attack. And I think we're just waiting for TLO to get his upgrades and researches done. He is researching Blink on the way right now, and it looks like his forge is ticking away for +1 armor, +1 weapons already done. And when the Blink and armor are done, I think the Little One is going to push out and try to end this game, and it's going to be tough for Team America to hold it off.
Once again, Artosis going for those Mutalisks, not the best choice in this scenario, simply because once again he's stuck without an army. Now he does have Hydras on the way, but he really needed these Hydras before, because Hydras are fairly effective against these Zealots who do not have charge. You can back up and do some damage, at least a lot more damage than Mutalisks, and so this army is getting dangerously close to being terrorizing at this point. I mean, he is at 112 supply, he can really push out at any time. At this point, Artosis needs to just pump Hydras, no more time for drones, and just hope and pray he can get enough Hydras in time to defend this Doom push, which should be moving out here any second.
Look at all those gateways that the Little One is adding onto his main base. There's like 6 more gateways going up right now. My goodness, I think this in total might be something close to like 14 gateways right now, which means that the little one can just warp in 14 reinforcements whenever he pleases, and with these proxy pylons he's going to be able to reinforce very, very quickly. And here comes the large battle we've been waiting for. Artosis doesn't really have that many Hydralisks. Is the little one going to push in? No, the little one decides to fall back and wait for more reinforcements. He might just max out, man, at 200 and then push in and try to end the game. This is so tough to stop if you're a Zerg and Protoss and the enemy is basically spoon-feeding with mules.
Alright, Mutalisk on the left side trying to take out a turret, never a good idea as they are getting melted away. And man, just look at that army in the center of the map, so crazy. And I do gotta draw attention to the fact that the little one has been getting upgrades this entire time. He does have 2 forges that I can spot. I don't think he has a 3rd one, but he already has 1 attack, 1 armor, and he's getting 1 shields as well as I believe another armor upgrade as well. So his units are going to be very robust. And look at this, Genro even taking the high yield as if he needs more income. But this army just massive with so many zealots, splitting up his army just a little bit to start marching in here. This could be very, very bad for Team America in game number 5.
All right, is Artosis and QXC going to be able to hold this off? Some blink action going down there. Not sure what that was all about, but we do have some Guardian shields going up, which is going to help reduce a lot of the damage. 3 force fields going to go down, which is really going to make it hard for those Stalkers to get in there. So we might see the little one blink. There goes the blink. Zealots working on the Hydralisk, but these Stalkers from the little one just not quite enough. I think QXC and Team America are going to be able to hold, and if they're going to be able to hold this attack, they might be able to do a counterattack, and this could be very, very bad for Team Europe. It might go 3-2 in favor of QXC and Artosis as they're making to make a counter push across the map.
They definitely do need to counterattack right now to prevent these expansions from going up. They absolutely cannot allow their opponents to get those high yield minerals, which they're going to kill that off right now. Now Artosis, if he wouldn't have gone those Mutalisks, not saying he shouldn't have, but if he didn't, then he would have had about 10, 15, maybe even more Hydras with that additional gas you do keep. Hydras would be very effective against this Protoss army. Does he have Zealot Lakes? Yes, Zealot Lakes are now done, which is going to make their next push from the little one that much more effective. But they were able to hang on there. They kept their composure right now, and just looking at the army sizes, it looks like they should actually be fairly even. Although you just got to remember that the little one can reinforce this much more quickly because he's getting a ton of additional resources. So I think we're going to wait here while they macro up another army and see if the little one is either going to be defensive or offensive. Although considering how many zealots he has, oh, Psystorm, that is a lot of High Templars.
He has about 6 or 7 Templars and is morphing in, well, he's morphing in more Zealots actually. So he's got a very massive Zealot army to basically, all these Zealots are funded by mules, which is really hilarious. But hey, you just got all this extra minerals, pump out tons of Zealots, no problem. And then the gas being used for all of these Templars. So it's going to be a massive charge Stormfest. And the question is the little one going to be able to make this happen? I really think that there's going to be one more window of opportunity for the little one, and if he doesn't crush the enemy forces, then he's going to be facing off against 400 supply against a measly 200 supply, because Jinro has no infrastructure to make units, and so it's going to have to come down to right here, right now. This next battle is going to determine who's going to walk away with the victory in this 2 versus 2 Team Europe versus Team America show match.
QXC does not have Colossus, which I don't think they expected this many Zealots. Look at how many there are. The Storm's trying to help out, mostly hurting the Zealots at first. Now, if there was 1 or 2 Colossus in this army, these Zealots would already be dead, but unfortunately there is not, and there are just so many Storms that it's just owning everything right now. And what he can do after storming all of these drones, look at the Storms going down everywhere. He can just turn these guys into Archons and try and win with that.
Wow, the Storms just carpet storming like storm napalm all over all the forces. All the Hydralisks gotten taken out. All the drones at Artosis' expansion getting taken out. This is absolutely insane. The little one continuing to push forward with these Templars. Do they still have energy? No, they do not. They are now morphing into the Archon, recycling those Templars for further use. And there's actually quite a large number of Archons morphing in here. This could be really bad for QXC as more Zealots streaming in from those pylons. After that's like 15 gateways just morphing in more units. This is absolutely deadly.
Oh man, this is too funny if you're on Team Europe. I mean, that just shows how many gateways he has. He was able to build another entire army, And just look at the army station right now, 146 supply for the little one alone. His opponent's only at 60 and 29. So I do think that Team Europe is going to win this. They won the first 2 games, lost the next 2, and I don't see how anyone with 13 supply could ever come back from this. So poor Artosis and QXC are finally their reign of winning a bunch of games is gonna come to an end here, with Team Europe going to be able to take this game right now. And yeah, with the high yield up in the center there, and yeah, this is so done. What a great build order here from Team Europe in these shared base maps.
GG calls Artosis and QXC, so they are going to leave the game getting crushed by this shared money build, which I don't even think they expected. But that does really suck to just get completely rolled, steamrolled by Mass Carpet Storm. So once again, I hope you guys enjoyed this series cast. The 2 vs 2 show match sponsored by Tagalicious, so make sure to check out that sponsor link down below. And once again, if you guys enjoy what you see, make sure to subscribe to youtube.com/HuskyStarcraft as well as youtube.com/HDStarcraft.
All right, take it easy, guys. We do hope to have more show matches in the future. Please let us know if you guys enjoyed this 2v2 or possibly if you prefer 1v1. Either way, we're probably going to do both, though. We're just curious which one do you guys like more. So very exciting games. That is it. Thanks to Tagalicious. Once again, kind of fun to say, Tagalicious. And that's it. We'll see you guys next time.